Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 29th of May, 2024. In today's Mill news, we have a few nuggets and we start off with this. This is Wealdstone-FC.com. Why am I showing you this? Well, you can see here pre-season fixtures announced. Are you not entertained? Are you not excited? That is the Wealdstone manager there, Matty Taylor. You may recognise him, former Portsmouth player. They have announced on their website and nowhere else, so you probably want to see this if you're only on Twitter, that they will be playing Millwall in a home game in pre-season. So, date for your diary. Here you go. Now, there's the graphic they made up for it. Doesn't that look nice? Very good, very good. Looking at that, you can see that Millwall are arguably, no hands down, the biggest club on this graphic. You've got Walton Mersham, Chesham, Notts County, MK Dons, Kings Langley, Hemel Hempstead Town, and Millwall. Millwall, clearly the best team, the largest team, the highest team in the league pyramid in this graphic. And the game is on 20th of July at 3 p.m. So that's Saturday. But I am choosing to understand. It is not explicitly been said that this will be an under 21 team or similar, maybe an 11. Because, so, the story goes, Matt Taylor will take charge of Wealdstone for the first time in pre-season friendly against Walton Mersham. Taylor's first time game as the manager of the Stones will take place against Notts County in a pre-season fixture that will see former manager Stuart Maynard return to the Vale for the first time in an official capacity since he left for Meadow Lane. The Vale is the name of the stadium. Gravesend Vale is where they play. And then there are also fixtures against newly promoted National League sides and National League South side Chesham United, EFL opposition at the Vale in the shape of Millwall and MK Dons. So the largest team that they're going to be playing pre-season, and they don't put that as the headline. They don't put that. It's literally like in the footnotes, which would lead me to believe that this is an under 21 team, and which we've seen in the past quite recently that this isn't expressed in the promotional material because they want to get as many fans there as they can, which you will understand, but I think that's being a bit duplicitous, personally. To do that, they should say whether it's an under 21 or these days they do an XI and it's an 11, and then you may get a first team player or you here and there, usually one that's coming back from injury or is a bit behind in pre-season, maybe they've been at the Euros. So and again as well, Wealdstone, I believe they took 2 of our players on loan this season. And so this may be a quid pro quo. Thanks for taking our players on loan. If you do this, we'll give you a pre-season friendly at your place and you'll earn some money of it. It might be that kind of situation. So there you go. Put that in your diary, 20th of July, 3 p.m. Ruislip, if you didn't know, Wealdstone is not in Wealdstone, it's in Ruislip. The ground is very close to the tube station, so easy if you're living in the EFL Transport Network, TFL Transport Network. Very easy game to get to if the underground's running that weekend and not on a strike or closed for engineering works. So if it is open, very good, very easy place to get to. I believe it's on 2 lines, maybe the Central and the Piccadilly. Not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. But in Ruislip, it's just down the road if you want to make a day out of it from the RAF Museum. So there you go. First pre-season announced by the opposition, Wealdstone. And this is a thing, you might be seeing this now. If we are going to be playing non-league teams in pre-season, the non-league situation, their leagues their games, their season, last season, finished about 4 weeks ahead of the EFL season. So they're all right now announcing their pre-season friendlies, and you might see Mill's name pop up here and there. The usual suspects, Dartford, Bromley, etc., etc. We'll wait and see if that happens. We don't know where we're going pre-season, if we're going anywhere, or if even Millwall fans will be allowed to go. Now Neil Harris is back as manager. When he was the manager, that there was some pre-season games close to where he lives in South Essex, Canvey Island, Concord Rangers, that kind of thing. Colchester, even, although I think we played them pre-season this season, so I'm not sure. Maybe we might play them and maybe not. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But we know one, and it's Wealdstone away, 20th of July, 3 p.m. So there you go. Now moving on to this, as expected by me, the Wales squad has been announced. There's no place for Tom Bradshaw, as expected. A line's been drawn under this campaign, and they're trying to move forward, bringing in younger players. They brought in Ramsey's out, but Kumas is in. That's Jason Kumas's kid. He was born in Chester, and I believe Chester's cut in half. So if the hospital in Chester is on the Welsh side, that's handy for the Welsh football, isn't it? All these footballers who play in Liverpool or wherever go to have their kids born, and they have to go to hospital in Chester, and the gives them another option, because I assume the hospital's on the Welsh border side. But there you go. As you can see, the forwards are there. Announced Kiefer Moore's there. Lewis Kumas is there. No Tom Bradshaw. However, one thing I wanted to note, which is very weird, Tom King. You may remember Tom King, the goalkeeper, if you look up there. Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's 29 years old. He's been called up for his first ever cap. He's uncapped. He's been called up. Why is he being called up? Very weird situation with Tom King. Tom King is basically doing what Ben Carson's doing at Man City. He is a third choice goalkeeper who doesn't play, but is a box ticker, in that there were quotas being brought in that a certain number of players in Premier League squads needed to be homegrown, is in that they needed to be not necessarily from your youth system, but from the youth system in England. So because Man City have signed so many foreigners, they needed to get an Englishman in their squad. So what did they do? They got their third choice goalkeeper, Ben Carson, bring him in. Doesn't play. Probably, I don't know if he trains, but turns up for training every day. But he's got a number of medals. He's one of the most decorated footballers in the country. He hasn't played a game at all. A bizarre situation. And similar for Tom King, I believe, because Wolverhampton Wanderers, obviously bringing all these foreigners from Portugal with their Portuguese connection. Tom King was a free agent after being let go by Northampton, who were in League One at the time, or League Two, maybe even League Two, I believe. And Wolverhampton Wanderers signed him on the free, and he hasn't played at all. He came on as a sub in a pre-season friendly, and he's basically a box ticker for the quota in the Premier League. And we now have, I don't know if this is a sign of how utterly dominant the Premier League is, that a goalkeeper who doesn't even play is a third choice for a Premier League team, and is only there not because he's Premier League quality, but because he ticks boxes that fulfill the quota needs, is being called up by Wales. That is utterly bizarre, and this leads into, like, it's not only the, like, there aren't any other actual goalkeepers who are actually playing that they could bring in. Maybe Tom King's happy to be the third. Maybe he's not going to play for Wales. Maybe he's there just in case. So he's literally fulfilling the same real role in the Wales squad that he's filling in the Wolves squad. Is that he's just going to turn up, do what he needs to do, and then go home without even being in danger of playing. Or maybe the Wales manager's lost his fucking mind, which is probably why they didn't qualify. And like, he's going to be found out soon if he keeps doing shit like this. bringing in an uncut player who doesn't even play for his club. I don't know how many Welsh goalkeepers there are around. He couldn't get someone from the Welsh Premier League. I don't know, but a very bizarre situation happening involving a former Millwall player. So there you go. And this leads into like why Fleming wants to leave, why Tanganga is probably looking for a move to the Premier League. Because even if you're in the Premier League and you're not even playing, you get called up for an international squad. It's utterly, utterly bizarre. Absolute clown world. But there you go. I imagine that this manager's... weird stuff going on with the manager. Like, he's trying to build up like a cult of personality like Gareth Southgate has done. On like wokeness and stuff like that, and that kind of hides all the footballing misdemeanors and things that he fails with. So I don't think he can do that next time. If they fail to qualify again, I think he's going to be up for the chopping block. So there you go. He only got the job because of all that nonsense with Ryan Giggs, and he was found not guilty, was he not? So why is he not back in the job? But obviously, there you go. So obviously, going back to what the original point of me bringing this up was, after me waffling on, if you're still listening, Tom Bradshaw not in the squad, and I think unless there's some serious injuries, I think that's probably hit for him. I think they tried to draw a line on under the sand and then move on to the next campaign. So there you go. Now moving on to this, which we're going to finish with. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. The MCT, Millwall Community Trust, team up with the Kent Community Cricket Trust. Millwall Community Trust is delighted to announce it has signed a 2-year agreement with the Kent Cricket Community Trust. The agreement will see KCCT deliver a range of cricket-related activities through the Sevenoaks area, including walking cricket for over 50s, and no boundary street cricket and cricket coaching in schools. MCT is in the process of appointing a development officer to manage the various programs. As Sean Daly said, I'm delighted to enter into this partnership with Kent Cricket. Increasingly, we are delivering a range of sports in addition to football, as required by our funding bodies, and the numbers we are achieving on the football programs we currently run in Sevenoaks have exceeded our best expectations. It's a key objective of our new 4-year business plan to expand our activities into Kent, as an increasing number of the football club supporters travel up to the Den from Kent. This partnership further underpins that objective. As with walking football, we will now run walking cricket sessions for over 50s, for whom loneliness and a lack of exercise can be a challenge. We can also improve our offer to young people in schools and in the wider community. Much of the antisocial behaviour issues we see in areas like Sevenoaks stem from a lack of diversionary activities, and this will help to address that problem, as we've seen already with our football programmes. I look forward to launching our new cricket programmes from August 2024. James Reed, head of community cricket at Kent Cricket, said, everyone at Kent Cricket Community Trust is hugely excited about this partnership with Millwall Community Trust, which marks an important moment in the development of the charity. Through this agreement, we will be launching our No Boundaries program that is designed to combat antisocial behaviour and support young people at risk. Working alongside the MCT team, we will be expanding our street cricket offer across key identified areas in the Sevenoaks district, providing valuable sporting and educational opportunities for young people in the area. We will also be expanding our walking cricket offer into Sevenoaks, which is a key component of our 50 overs program designed to support those who are socially isolated and lack opportunities to be physically active. Thanks to Sean Daly and his team for making this possible, and we look forward to working with everyone at MCT as we progress our ambition to make cricket a game for everyone. Indeed. And there is a bit of an heated situation between the Millwall fans to some regards in terms of Kent or Surrey. Like, which one are you? Are you Surrey or you Kent? The ones who still live in London, in the areas Peckham and Bermondsey and whatnot, Rotherhithe, they tend towards Surrey, I think, because the Oval's just down the road, whereas Kent, although they do play the odd game in Beckenham, it's mostly down in Canterbury, isn't it, in Tunbridge Wells. So it's a long old way away. And it's surprising that they're not even doing anything in Sevenoaks at the moment. You would think that they would, but I guess they're not. And now they're partnering with Millwall to do that in Kent. And one thing I did know, if you're watching this on YouTube, I just found out that nearly all of the Red Bull cricket games for the counties are shown live on YouTube. So Kent cricket's been shown live on YouTube. It's just the white ball, obviously not the 2020 ones. It's Sky. I've got all that stuff and whatever it is. But the white ball stuff, it's on each of the counties, I believe, has their own channel on YouTube, and they're showing it live to varying degrees of quality. But I've been watching a bit of it over the last couple of weeks, and I would advise, if you're into your cricket and you didn't know that, you can get on your TV, on your YouTube Smart app or whatever, and you can watch it to your heart's content. All 4 days of it, or however long it is. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.